Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I thought I'll record a quick video here. We are descending towards Seattle, and the topic of this video, or well, apart from the landing topic, the topic of this video is going to be my new CPU and my new PC upgrade. So quite happy with what I've got right now. I think the only thing that I would still want to upgrade is to a 32 GB VRAM GPU. I would have liked if I had a 4090, but I'm on 4080 right now, and hopefully whenever 5090 gets available, I'll probably update to 5090, or maybe I'll wait for the next gen. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And by the way, you might have seen the photo of my current PC. I just upgraded my motherboard, CPU. I went to 9950 X3D now, which is actually a beast. I did not expect this kind of performance from this new CPU. I was expecting that I'll probably get like maybe 5-10 FPS more. I just wanted to revamp my rig completely. As you might have seen, I've done some really good cable management this time. I'm not that good at cable management usually, but this time I think I've done a fairly good job at arranging everything correctly. By the way, if you're into flight simulation and aviation and just PC hardware in general, I would highly appreciate if you would leave a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel. I'll keep updating you guys on my new hardware. You'll see a lot of MSFS 2024 settings video coming in for this new hardware, and also some benchmark videos at different locations. So if you're thinking of upgrading your PC or looking for some nice looking flight sim videos, this channel is going to be it. So I was just looking for the weather here at Seattle. Seems like we're going to have a quite windy landing. Overcast at 3000, broken 2100, and 2961. So let's put in the weather. By the way, I know it breaks realism, but I'm going to leave my frame count and all the other information up here so that you guys can see exactly the kind of performance we are getting. By the way, this is all ultra settings, no compromise here, and I'm also running a TLOD of 400 right now. So that's kind of insane. I've never run TLOD of 400 and gotten pretty much 144 frames. So this includes my frame-gen frames. So basically I'm getting 75 FPS or something like that. And by the way, just so that you guys know, I have locked it to 144 FPS from NVIDIA app, because there's no point of getting more than 144 FPS. I can get more than 144. I've seen it go to like 200 FPS apparently. But I get so much screen tearing because my monitor is 144 Hertz. So it's better to lock it at 144 and get a nice stable performance with no screen tearing and stutters and things like that. So yeah, that's that. I am running the by the way, I'll leave my system specs down below so that you guys can check it out, but I know most of you will have questions about the settings. I'll tell you, it's just all ultra. There's literally no compromise going on here. And that's the kind of PC that I really wanted to always have, is something that can run flight sim without any compromise. So that's the reason for my upgrade. I was running, so my previous setup wasn't bad. I was running 7900 X3D with 4080, so it wasn't bad, but I wanted to upgrade not just for the CPU, but I also wanted to overall give my PC a nice overhaul, because my cable management on that previous case was terrible, and I just didn't like looking at it in my room. So I was like, yeah, it's been 2 years. Let's buy most of it new. Pretty much what I've left alone is the graphic card, because Micro Center did not have 5090 that I wanted. None of the 5090s are at MSRP, by the way, which is terrible. And also what I've left alone is the storage, because I already had like 3 TBs of NVMe M2 drives, so no point in really getting more. It fits all 3 of my sims pretty well, which is 2020, 2024, and also recently I've gotten into Explain 12 as well, because I was really frustrated with all the issues that I was facing with 2024. But I think with sim update 1 now the sim has been a lot more stable, I would say. I haven't had a lot of issues flying with the Phoenix A320. By the way, I say it's getting stable because I only fly Phoenix A320, and I also fly maybe the A350 sometimes when I'm doing long hauls. But again, I've not tried any default airplanes like TBM and stuff like that. I just don't care about default airplanes. So when I say it's getting better, the reference is I've only flown Phoenix with all the add-on airports from, say, FS Dream Team. FSDT is the one company which I have a lot of add-on airports for, and it has been, all of them have been working really well. So in case you guys are on the fence on whether to get the FSDT add-ons for 2024 or not, they have been working really well for me. And also, yeah, this is going to be my first landing with this new CPU, so I'm excited to see what kind of performance I get on landing. If you've been following this channel, you know that we've had pretty bad luck on stutters during landing, so I'm excited to see how that changes. I'm also seeing that the VRAM usage on 2024 has gone down by at least 1 GB. Now I'm not sure how it works. Does upgrading CPU also reduce your VRAM usage? I don't know, but I'm seeing, instead of seeing 11.5 GB of VRAM being used out of 16 GB, it is only using like 10.5, 10.8, something like that. So close to 1 GB of VRAM roughly has cut down. But yeah, GPU temps running somewhere around 60 to 63 Celsius, 77% usage at 2K. Memory, another thing, I also upgraded from 32 GB to 64 GB because I was seeing that we were getting to that 75% mark on my previous 32 GB RAM. So I went to 64 GB and I'm running 6000 MT per second, whatever that unit is. So that's what I'm running. And CPU, it seems like it's running at 5.44 gigahertz right now, 23% usage. And this is all base settings, by the way. I have not messed with overclocking this CPU right now. I just went through the basic driver install and stuff like that, updated the BIOS, but I've pretty much left everything to auto or disabled. So there's no overclocking going on unless it's doing something on its own that I'm not aware of. But at least the Ryzen master profile is default, and haven't really enabled curve optimizer or performance enhancement or anything. This is all base 9950 X3D with RTX 4080 graphic card, and it's been doing really well. Like you can see, logged 144 at least right now in cruise. When I took off, I think I uploaded a separate video of this takeoff without me talking over it. You'll see that there were some stutters, but that was not because of my hardware. It's just that OBS, which is the recording software that I use, was the encoder on that software was set to what is it called, the X264, which uses your CPU to record, and that was really hogging the CPU. My CPU was going up to like 50, 55, 100 megahertz, and then also the temperatures were shooting up to like 85C, which is 80 to 85C, which is way higher than what it is running right now. Right now my CPU temps are somewhere around 50 to 60, somewhere between 50 and 60, which is great because we do have a 3-fan 360 liquid cooling going on. So that's something that I upgraded as well, is the cooler. Now it just looks way better and it also cools way better. So let's see how the landing goes. Seattle is a fairly dense area with downtown right in front of the airport, so it'll be fun to see how things load up. I also want to see if there's a lot of popping going on. I'm expecting not, because we are running 400 TLOD, so I'm expecting it to not have any popping, because I remember, so my friend Rahul, he told me that if you keep the TLOD to 200 or higher, everything just loads fine and you'll not see a lot of popping. But then you have to have the hardware to be able to load that much autogen. So I'm excited to see that. We are at close to 10,000 feet, so let's get the landing lights out and runway turn off lights on, seatbelt signs on, and we'll go for auto brakes medium. Let's quickly verify our arrival performance here. And by the way, it's going to be a windy landing, so I'm not promising you a smooth touchdown at all. So if you're here for a smooth landing, click away. 141.4. I saw it like 3 times and I still had to. 141.4. Let's go medium auto brakes, and then we'll go let's just do idle no reverse. We're going to make it in 1564 meters. That's good. And we have 19 knots of headwind and 2 knots of crosswind, so not that bad, but we do have some gust going on. I'm not sure if this is the latest weather though, is it? Oh yeah, it's close to the latest weather. Let me, just because it's not matching, let me ask for the weather again. By the way, if you guys are interested, so Phoenix has been working really well for me, and obviously the Inabuilds A350 has been working great too, but that's not surprising because that was made for MSFS 2024. Like it has native support, while Phoenix is still kind of working through this experimental builds right now. So yeah, but overall it has been working great for me. No stutters right now. By the way, I have to say that no matter what you say about any other add-on, you like the Phoenix is, if you talk in terms of purely from physical modeling standpoint, like when you just walk around the Phoenix A320 19 or 21 in 2024, it looks incredible, especially if you have your texture resolution to ultra and all the settings to ultra, the reflections and stuff like that. It looks incredible. I have not seen any other add-on which has done this well on modeling. I'm not talking about systems. Obviously they are the best when it comes to systems, but the physical modeling, the actual model of the airplane, it's amazing how much detail they've put in. By the way, is that cloud surfing enough? That looks incredible. Anyway, we are at 7,000 and getting to the decel point real close now, and you can see that now the frame rates have started dropping a little bit from 144 to maybe 130s now. Excited to see how this looks like when we land. Let me see if the light is on or something, because it got really bright even though we were in clouds. Maybe that's a bug with 2024 right now, that the cockpit cockpit colors don't properly change with the airplane going in and out of clouds. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Looks great. We have some really bad weather today. Actually, we had tornado warnings this morning. By the way, yeah, one more thing I wanted to show here is the 1% lows. Now I don't have 1% lows on here, but the worst 1% lows happen when you're panning. And as you can see, I'm panning here, and you'll see that there are no dip in frame rates at all. That's the power of 9950 X3D, guys. Look at that. No dips at all. And by the way, I have not changed any settings on process lasso here. So whatever you see here is all base. It's using it's doing its thing. It's using the cache cores on its own if it wants to. It's also using the other rest of the cores if it wants to. I have not done any changes for MSFS 2024 to specifically use only cache cores. I have tried that before on my old CPU, and it seems like MSFS 2024, it's better to leave it on just your base settings. So let it choose which cores it wants to use. Don't force it to use the cache cores. While MSFS 2020, I would highly request, if you guys have the X3D CPUs, I would request you to at least test out using only the cache cores, because 2020 benefits from that a lot, but 2024 I saw that sure, you'll get higher frame rates if you limit it to cache cores, but then the stutters will increase. So that's a little tip there with the X3D CPU folks. But anyway, just a live update, 82% usage now. VRAM is still holding up really well actually. I started the flight at somewhere around 10 GB usage VRAM, and then right now the usage is 10.8, 10.7, somewhere around there. So it hasn't gone up much. We'll see how it goes during landing. By the way, we are close here. Let me enable the LS. Okay, we have captured it, so let me enable localizer, and then landing lights, we already turned them on. Again, not promising a good landing. We're just here to talk about hardware and watch how it performs on landing. Look at that. Look at that 400 LOD shining right there. Let's look at it from the wing view here. 120 FPS, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm sure it's gonna dip a fair bit as we get closer to the airport, but still, it'll be good to see what happens here. Damn, look at that. That's so much detail. I've never seen. By the way, this is me first time flying with this, or actually, well, I've flown a little bit, but this is me first time doing a full flight on this new hardware. And this is incredible. This is so satisfying. Look at that detail. I can even see up until this point here. That is crazy. That is crazy. I really hope that I have photogrammetry on. I don't want to ruin this video by checking it. Maybe I'll just check it, because I remember I was dang it, I have my photogrammetry off, because I remember I was messing with the settings a little bit and trying to figure out the right stuff, and while doing that I think I disabled photogrammetry. So I've enabled it. I don't know if it'll get enabled in flight or not, but yeah, sorry about that. We'll be doing a lot of videos with this, so subscribe to the channel so that you can keep track of all of that. That is some incredible detail, down to like we can see all the way until the haze is stopping us from seeing. Okay, So we are close here, and obviously in admiring the sim I have missed prepping the aircraft. So let's do a quick prep here. We are already at 5 miles. We're gonna get some warnings, but that's fine. Let's just keep going. Let's drop the gear, slow down really quickly, arm the speed brakes, and I think we can go one more notch on flaps. Glide slope is captured. Let's look at the 4000 is our go around altitude. Still looking great, still going strong, 100 frames. 4000, let's set it to 4000. There we go. Okay, and flaps full. Not bad. We are fully prepped now, and I'm gonna talk a little less. Look at that detail, guys. No popping at all. I haven't seen any popping this flight. Again, sorry for having the photogrammetry off. I'm sure even though I turned it on, I don't really see photogrammetry, but yeah, you'll have it from the next video onwards. Look at that detail. Yeah, we'll talk a lot more about the CPU, overclocking the CPU, temperatures, all that kind of stuff, performance with an overclocked CPU and things like that in the coming videos, so make sure you subscribe. No popping at all, at least from what I saw, and we are still doing roughly 120 FPS, so not bad at all. I wonder what this thing will do if I put a 5090 in it. That's some incredible performance. I knew that I was going to get a bump in performance, but I wasn't sure if it'll be this much from a CPU up. Usually flight sims are CPU bound, so I was expecting some improvement, but not this much. Okay, let's just disable autopilot. I didn't disable it earlier because it was kind of gusty, and I'm not very confident Phoenix flyer, so I always float it. Let's see how it goes.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10.
Put it down, put it down.
5.
Yeah, I always make this mistake, and today it was gusty, so I expected this landing to be really bad. Anyway, it was fun. Should have focused more on the landing at the end, but that's totally fine. So 100 FPS pretty much at landing, so essentially like somewhere between 50 and 60 FPS with 400 LOD, but again, I didn't have photogrammetry on for this one, so that's a bummer, but for the next video I'll do that. And yeah, make sure you like and subscribe for the next updates on my hardware and also some performance benchmarks. See you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot for watching, and stay tuned.